Welcome to this training. This is Igor, and I'm excited to be here today with you. Today, we're going to talk about investing. I've invited Darren Winters to show you how to make anywhere from $400 to $1,000 per day in just 30 minutes per day with investing and trading. If you're anything like me, you're not a professional trader and you hate looking at charts and spreadsheets all day. That's why I want you to get pumped to discover Darren's 30-minute a day approach to producing cash flow using the stock market, Forex, and crypto. You won't need a ton of money to get started and you won't need a lot of time. This strategy works for complete beginners, even if they never traded in their life before. Darren learned one-on-one from world's top traders and investors, which took him from an employee who was in debt to a multimillionaire in just a couple of years. After having made millions with these strategies himself, he decided to teach other people to do the same. You see, making money with investing and trading is not a zero-sum game. Nobody has to lose for you to make money. So by teaching you his top market timing strategies, Darren doesn't lose anything, but you gain everything. Darren's going to show you a ton of proof of just how well these strategies work right now, so you can see for yourself and possibly profit from these tactics too. These strategies are super easy to do, and I hope if you like what you see today, that you can have your first successful trade right away. Now I'm going to step back and let Darren take the stage.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Let me just check with everybody. If you could just type number 1 in the chat window, if you can see me and hear me. Let's check everything's working fine. Can see me, hear me? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, lots of number 1's good. And if you could type the letter S, if you can see my screen. Should be able to see the green background. Yeah, me with a short haircut from quite a few years ago. Okay, excellent, all working fine. So this talk is about how to make money from home in a way that takes very little time and that anyone can do. Doesn't matter on your experience, doesn't matter on your background, anybody can do this. And if you're a bit unsure about this topic or you know nothing about this topic, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to teach this in a really clear, simple way. And what I'll do is, in today's session, I'm going to give you some of the best trading and investing strategies in the world. Full, complete strategies, exactly how to do this. And even if you're a complete beginner, I'm going to give you strategies you'll be able to use straight away. Now, to start with, I thought it might be a good idea to show you what's possible once you get good at this. Once I started to get very good at trading and investing, I taught all of my family how to do this. I taught my children, I taught my wife, I taught my sisters, I taught my brother. And as a good example of why it's so important to have a way to make money from home, back in 2020, when we had this corona crisis, we spent quite a bit of time on house lockdown, as I'm sure quite a few of you did around the world. And my wife was at home. She was spending some time with the children. She was doing a bit of gardening. She was also doing about 30 minutes trading per day. Some days a bit more, some days a bit less, but she was doing about 30 minutes trading per day. And my wife, she hates anything very technical. So she got me to teach her a couple of very simple, but very profitable strategies. And I thought I'd show you my wife's trading results for the first 4 weeks of lockdown. This was doing about 30 minutes a day. I took a photo of her trading screen. So have a look at this. This was 4 weeks, doing about 30 minutes trading a day. My wife made 120,000 US dollars in 4 weeks, 30 minutes trading a day. So that was 95,000 pounds profit. So she was averaging about 4,000 US dollars profit per day, doing 30 minutes trading per day. In today's talk, I'm going to teach you some of the exact same techniques that she was using to do that. So you are in for a great session today. Take some good notes. You can learn some incredible stuff, some real practical stuff that anybody can use. So definitely take some good notes. Now, I would say right now is probably the biggest opportunity ever to make money in the markets, in the stock market, in the Forex markets, in the cryptocurrency markets. Because of everything that's happening in the world, right now is really an incredible time to be doing this. So you being here today, perfect timing to be learning this. And what I'll do is, during this training, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Please do type your answer into the chat window. And then that way, I know you can still hear me. I know you're still there. You're following along. But also, the more interactive you are, the better you'll remember this stuff and the more sense it's going to make to you. So if I ask a question, please type the answer in the chat window and I'll know everything's still working fine and you're following along. So there are two main ways to make money. The first way is what people who are not investing do. What do people who are not investing do to make money? They work. Yeah, they have a job or they own their own business. And what are they doing? They're exchanging their time for money. And when they get the money, what do they do with it? They spend it on their lifestyle. They pay the rent, the mortgage, the food, the bills. Hopefully, at the end of the month, they've got a bit left over to enjoy their lifestyle. Now, what's the problem with that situation? What happens to the money? It runs out. They've then got to sacrifice their lifestyle to spend more time earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. The money runs out. They've got to spend more time earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. That is what we call the financial trap, where you've got to constantly exchange your time for money. Now, maybe you're currently in that situation. Perhaps you have a job or you own your own business and you have to keep on working just to support your lifestyle. And maybe you work really hard, but you still can't afford to buy the house that you really want to live in, or go on the holiday you want to go on, or drive the car you want to drive. Or maybe you've got the stress of trying to pay the bills at the end of the month. That's one situation. The other situation is perhaps you make a lot of money, but you don't have much time. And when you do get time off, you're too tired to really enjoy it. Now, whether you have a job or you own your own business, if you want true financial security, true financial freedom, you need to have a second stream of income where your money is working for you. So it's not taking up more of your time to earn money. And how do we get our money to work for us? By investing. Yeah. So you've got to know this stuff. And what you do is you start wherever you are now and you build up this investment until it's big enough that it's earning you enough money to pay for your lifestyle. You then have all the time you want. You decide whether you work or not. That's what it's all about. That's what today's talk with me is going to be about. I'm going to be teaching you exact strategies to get you onto this path so that you can choose whether you work or not. And what I would say is learn this for yourself, but also if you have children or grandchildren or relatives of children, learn this so you can teach your kids. Yeah, so they don't have to fall into this financial trap. So they don't have to spend their whole life working for someone else. I started teaching my kids this stuff as soon as they could understand even the basics. If you teach your kids this whilst they're young, they will get really good at it. I took a photo of my children sitting trading together. I thought it'd make a nice picture. I managed to get one photo before they realized that I was taking pictures. Then they started messing around and pulling all kinds of faces. But if you teach your kids this whilst they're young, they will get really good at it. And I actually think it's so important that we teach kids how to do this. I now run what I call Children's Wealth Days, and it's an investment training course only for children. And I teach it completely free of charge, completely free for children to come on that course, because I just think it's so important that we teach kids how to do this. The last Children's Wealth Day that I taught the kids for about 3 hours, taught them a couple of very simple but very profitable strategies. And after I taught them the strategies, we then had a live trading competition, $10,000 demo accounts, but real prices, real markets. The winner of that competition in 2 hours made over $1,000 profit. Second place, $800 profit. Third place, $700 profit. This was 10 and 11-year-old children after a few hours training. Yeah, anybody can do this if you learn the right strategies. And that's what we're going to do today. In this session, I'm going to teach you some excellent strategies that even complete beginners can use. So why else is it great to learn trading, investing in the stock market, the Forex market, and the cryptocurrency markets? And by the way, for beginners, Forex just means trading currencies. So trading the dollar, the euro, the pound. Why else is it great to learn this stuff? Well, first of all, even complete beginners can do very well investing. If you learn a proven strategy that works, you follow the steps, even complete beginners can do very well if they're given the right strategies. You can start small. How much money do you need to start investing? $200, €200, £200. That's all you need to get started. And it takes very little time. Some of the best strategies that I use and that I teach take just 1 hour a week to invest. And that can be in the evening or the weekend. You've got a full-time job or a business, very easy to run this alongside. And you can make money in any markets. When the markets go up, you can make money. When the markets come down, you can make even more money. It's even easier to make money when the markets come down. And you can make money when it goes sideways, when the markets go sideways. And as I said right at the start of this talk, right now is probably the best time ever in our lifetimes to make money in the markets. Because of everything that's happening in the world right now, there's incredible opportunity. So your timing to be learning this today is fantastic. And anyone can do this. You don't need to be good at maths. You don't need to be good at computers. Just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And of course, you don't need to find customers. You don't need to find products to sell. You don't need to build websites or email lists. You just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And you can trade from home or anywhere in the world. I like to go on lots of holidays. I usually spend about 6 or 7 months a year on vacation. I usually spend about 3 or 4 months in the winter skiing and snowboarding, and then about 3 or 4 months in the summer just going to a nice beach somewhere. I just came back from 1.5 months traveling across South America. All I need to do is find 1 hour a week, internet connection. I can do this from anywhere in the world. I just recently spent 3 months in the Caribbean, in Antigua. Again, all I needed was 1 hour a week, internet connection. Didn't matter where I was. I could do the trading, the strategies. Whether I'm on safari with my family in Kenya, helicopter snowboarding in Japan, 1 hour a week. That's all I've got to find to be able to do this. So how do you get good at investing? Well, first of all, did you know? Did you know 95% of traders and investors lose money? Did you know that? 95% of traders and investors lose money. When I heard that statistic, I got excited because I thought to myself, where's all of that money going to? It's going to the 5% who know what they're doing. I thought if I can just get into that 5%, that's a huge amount of money coming my way. And it's actually a lot easier than you might think to get into that 5% once you know the right strategies. Now, what's the average investor approach to investing? Average investor, what do? They read a couple of books on investing, maybe. They go online, they try and learn a little bit, maybe. And then what does the average investor do? They take out a big chunk of their life savings, they put it in the stock market, they put it in Forex markets, they cross their fingers. And what normally happens? They normally lose a lot of money pretty fast. When I first started out, I tried the average investor's approach and I lost a lot of money pretty fast. So I thought I better get good at this stuff. And I decided I wanted to become an outstanding investor. One of the first things I did is I read almost 300 books on trading and investing, on the stock market, Forex, commodities, indices, options, cryptocurrencies. I read all the books. I then attended over 30 investment training courses all around the world. And at the time, I didn't have much money. I was borrowing money to pay for a lot of these courses. I paid for a lot of these training courses with my credit cards. And I thought, well, this is an investment in my future. This is going to pay back to me many times. And I then tracked down some of the greatest living investors in the world, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And I got to learn one-to-one from literally the best investors in the world. I learned one-to-one from the guy who won the World Trading Championships. He started with $10,000. Within 12 months, he turned it into 1.1 million real money. I spent the day with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I learned one-to-one from a guy who made over $1 million profit from trading in 30 seconds, Louis Borsellino. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I'd always wanted to learn about Bollinger Bands, quite a well-known investment indicator. Who did I learn about Bollinger Bands from? John Bollinger, the guy who invented the indicator. Again, just the two of us sitting on the sofa together while he showed me how to do that. That was pretty incredible. I then came back to the UK. I live in London, applied everything I'd learned, Within a few years, I was a multimillionaire. In today's training, I'm going to teach you some of the best stuff that I learned through that process. And I really have some incredible strategies to share with you. So take some good notes. You're in for a great session. So let's have a look. What are we going to cover today? Oh, first of all, if you're interested, a couple more people that I learned from. That's me with Rob Hoffman. He won the World Trading Championships 3 times. I spent the afternoon learning his strategies. That's Luis Borsellino. He's the guy who made over $1 million profit in 30 seconds. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. That's John Bollinger, guy who invented Bollinger Bands. That's Larry Williams. He's the guy who went from 10,000 to 1.1 million in 12 months. I spent the day with him, again, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. And I also wanted to learn from anyone who'd become extremely wealthy, however they'd done it. And I'd find some of the wealthiest, most successful people in the world, and I'd learn from them. Actually, out of interest, type yes in the chat window if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Type yes if you read the book. Let's have a look. Yes, 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 yes. Wow, loads of yeses. Tanya, Eden, Denise. Okay, going faster than I can read now, but hundreds and hundreds of yeses going by. Okay, good. Yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. I learned Robert's strategies from him personally. I spent some time learning Robert's strategies. I spent some time one-to-one with Richard Branson, multi-billionaire, one of the richest people in the world. I spent some time with him learning his strategies. So I learned from some pretty incredible people. And as I said, over the next few years, made many millions of dollars profit. In today's talk, I'm going to teach you some of the best stuff that I learned through that process. Now, let's start with the all-important question. How do you get good at investing? The first part is to learn some proven strategies that work. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you some proven strategies that work. Jot these down. You'll be able to use them straight away. Now, if you want to get really good at investing, that's the hard part. Because one of the best ways to get really good really fast is find someone who's a very, very good trader and investor and get them to mentor you one-to-one. And that's what I did. I went off around the world. I found some of the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And that probably is the best way to get very good very fast. But I say that's the hard part to do, because if someone is a very good trader and investor, chances are they either charge a heck of a lot of money for one-to-one mentoring, or they just don't offer it at all. So that is pretty hard to do. And before you ask, I do occasionally do one-to-one mentoring, but it's not cheap. I currently charge $30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. And you might say, well, how could I justify charging that amount? Because I know that what I teach the person, they can use to make far, far more than that. And a bit later on in my talk, I'll let you hear from a few of my students. You'll hear the kind of incredible results they've got using these strategies. But I can tell you right now, many, many, many of my students have gone on to make tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, million plus dollars, multi-million dollars. Some of my students have become so successful, they're now semi-famous in their own right. You may have even heard of some of these people. For example, Marcus de Maria, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. Greg Secker, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. So let's have a look. What are we going to cover today? In today's session, this is what we're going to cover. We're going to cover the smart way to invest. I'm going to give you a system that I learned after being mentored by some of the world's top investors. Today, I'm going to give you a sector strategy. Very profitable, very reliable. Hardly anybody knows about it. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that today. I'm also going to show you how to correct the main investment mistakes. I'm going to give you a simple, high profit, low risk strategy. Great one for beginners. Also experienced investors. Very simple strategy, but very profitable. I'll show you exactly how to do that today. And I'm also going to show you how to protect your capital. And what I would say is, if you have any questions, if you could please save them until the end, and then that way I can check we get time to cover all the strategies. And I will do a Q&A session at the end. Now, and I can see quite a lot more people just joined in the last kind of minute or two. So for the people who've just joined the webinar, I'll say, hi, I'm Darren teaching this session. talking to you live from London. And for the people who've just joined the session, in this training today, I am going to give you proven strategies that work. I'm literally going to share with you some of the best investment techniques in the world in this session right now. So you're going to get a lot of value from this session. To check, I remember to mention it. After today's training, if you want to learn more, you can. We have an online Forex and stock market masterclass training course. It's 100% online, so it's perfect for learning from home. And it's over 16 hours of online live training where you learn my very best strategies, very best techniques that I learned from the world trading champions. It's my life work. I've spent over 20 years finding the best strategies, finding the best techniques. I worked out I spent over $100,000 of my money learning this stuff. In this online training program, you get everything, all the best strategies, all the best techniques. Really is an incredible training program. And we teach it in a very clear, simple way so that even complete beginners can understand. I'm actually very proud of that training course. I truly believe is the best online training in the world for investing. And you'll be learning the same things which we've taught thousands of other people how to invest successfully. And as well as the online training program, after each lesson, you get an online live questions and answer session so you can get your individual questions answered live direct to you. So very effective way to learn. It's actually the most popular investment training course in Europe. Over 10,000 people have completed our course. And we now have clients all over the world, lots of clients in Canada, lots of clients in the US. And it's been the most popular course for over 15 years. We actually won Best Investment Training Course for 3 years in a row. And the online training is taught by one of my top instructors, and I've trained them very, very well. And also you get an online home study course, which is videos taught by me personally. If you're interested in that training program, the investment for it is $4,997 with no offers and no discounts. It's not the cheapest course, but it's the best. And we hold that a couple of times a month. So there's always times that suit everybody. And sometimes I ask, well, Darren, why do you run a training company? It takes very little of my time. I think investing is a really valuable skill that people need to know. And it's another stream of income. So it makes a lot of sense. So let me give you this first strategy. This first strategy is, as I said, a sector strategy, very profitable, very reliable. Hardly anybody knows it. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it right now. So let's go. First strategy, sector strategy. And what I'll do is during the presentation, I'm going to show you a few different examples. Some examples will be in US dollars. Some will be in British pounds. And there might be a few in euros as well. So let's just check everyone's familiar with the conversions. It's nice and simple. At the moment, a US dollar is worth almost the same as a euro, which is worth almost the same as a British pound. Yeah, they're all very similar. A pound is worth slightly more, but they're all very similar. So nice, easy conversion. And I know today we've got people on from all over the world, which is fantastic. Wherever you live, you can use these strategies. Doesn't matter what country you live in, you can do these strategies. I've got clients from all over the world. A lot of my clients are in America. A lot of my clients are in Canada. I've got a lot of clients in Europe, in the UK, in South Africa, in the Middle East, in Australia, literally all over the world. I've got clients using these strategies. So it doesn't matter where you live, you can do this. So first strategy, what influences your share price or your stock price? And by the way, stock and share means the same thing. A stock is a share is a stock. So what influences your company's stock price or share price? Well, certainly what happens to the whole economy will affect your company's stock price. What happens to the market will affect your company's stock price. What happens to the sector will affect your company's stock price. Anybody give me an example of a sector? In the chat window, type in a sector. Let's have an example. So somebody's saying technology, Karen says financial, Brooke says healthcare, Okay, going quicker than I can read now. Somebody's saying energy, healthcare, transportation, pharmaceuticals, energy. Okay, loads and loads of examples whizzing past that. Okay, good. A sector is a big group of similar companies. So you could have the financial sector, healthcare sector, transportation sector. And then within the sector, we have the smaller bits, which we call industries. So you've got the great big technology sector. Within it, you've got the computer software industry, computer hardware industry, yeah, the smaller bits. And then you've got the company itself. The question is, how much influence does the market sector industry have on what happens to your company stock price? And the answer is a lot. About 80% of what happens to your company stock price is dependent on the market sector industry that's in. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to teach you a strategy which uses this principle to generate some pretty incredible profits. Very easy strategy. Anybody could do this, even a complete beginner. And it's going to take me a couple of minutes to explain. Stick with me. You will definitely want to know this strategy, but it will take me a couple of minutes to explain. So let's have a look. First of all, economic cycle. Two main stages, boom and bust. Or sometimes we call this expansion contraction. Same thing, just a fancy word for it. It's useful to break this into 5 stages. We break the boom stage into 3 bits: early expansion, middle expansion, late expansion. Break the bust bit into 2 pieces: early contraction, late contraction. Now, how can we use this to make a lot of money investing? This is how. Certain types of company tend to do very well at certain stages in the economy. For example, technology companies, they tend to do very well just here at early expansion. Healthcare companies, they tend to do very well just here at early contraction. So if we know what stage of the economy we're coming into, we can buy the right types of company, the companies that are supposed to do well at that stage. Yeah. Now, actually, let's just check everyone's following along so far. So this is going to be the interactive part of my talk. I want to hear an answer from everybody in the chat window. If we were just coming into early expansion, what types of company do we want to buy? Type into the chat window. Let's have a look. What types of company do we want to buy? So I'm seeing tech, technology, Facebook, Amazon, tech, IT, technology, Google, tech, Apple. Okay, yeah, lots of good examples here. So I'm seeing Tesla, tech. Okay, good. Yeah, so any kind of technology companies are supposed to do well at that stage. What about if we were coming into early contraction? What types of company do we want to buy? Type into the chat window. Let's have a look. What types of company we'd want to buy? Early contraction, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, Bupa, medical, vaccines, NHS, someone's saying, healthcare. Yeah, medical, health, vaccines, pharmaceuticals. Okay, good. Yeah, lots of good examples. So any kind of health-related companies should do well at that stage. So we know that if we're coming into a new stage, we're going to buy the right types of company. Now, before I give you the strategy, I'm going to tell you which companies do well at each of these stages. So at each of the 5 stages, which types of company should I invest in? At early expansion, the types of company that tend to do very well are capital goods, technology, and transportation. At middle expansion, capital goods still tend to do very well. At late expansion, energy companies, basic materials, and consumer staple. Anybody give me an example of consumer staple? Yeah, type into the chat window, example of consumer staple. Let's have a look. So I'm seeing food, sugar, milk. Chris says milk. Emily, groceries, eggs. Okay, Brenda's putting question mark. She's not sure. Okay. Somebody's saying cosmetics. Yeah, food, supermarkets, Tesco's, Walmart. Yeah, okay, good. Lots of good examples there. So consumer staple is things that we use all the time. Yeah, so it's things like food, alcohol, tobacco, cosmetics, healthcare. They're all consumer staple. And then we've got early contraction. Consumer staples still do well, and utilities. Anyone? Quick example of utilities. Let's have a look. Utilities. So I'm saying water, gas, electric, energy. Okay, yep, great, good examples. Utilities, services in the home, and then late contraction, financials and consumer cyclical. Now, if you want to grab your phone, take a photo of the screen, or do a screen print or shot, or write this down. You definitely want to get a copy of that. Yeah. Not many people know this, and what's on the screen there, that's going to be really valuable to you in a second when I give you the strategy. So take a photo of the screen, write it down, screen print it, whatever you need to do, get a copy of that. Yeah. So now we know that if we're coming into a new stage, we're going to buy the right types of company, the companies that are supposed to do well at that stage. So when we're coming into the new stage, we're going to buy the right types of company. So what's the all-important question? Well, there's kind of two all-important questions. One is, where are we now? But an even better question is, how do you know when you're coming into a new stage? Because if you know how to do this, you'll be able to do it all the time. There's really three main steps to doing this. I'm going to give you the first one now because it's a quick, rough way to do it. And it'll be enough to get you started so you can start making money using this. What you do is go to the Financial Times website, the FT website, or you could buy a copy of the Financial Times newspaper. There's a section in there called Leaders and Laggards, which looks like this. And it lists all of the sectors. At the top of the list, the sectors have gone up the most. At the bottom of the list, the sectors have gone down the most. And what we do is we look at about the top 10 or 12 sectors, and we say which types of sector have been doing the best. And in this example, we had health, personal care, pharmaceuticals, tobacco, food and drug retail. We're all doing very well. They're all what we call consumer staple. We then had water, gas, utilities. They're all what we call utilities. So consumer staple and utilities were doing very well. Consumer staple, utilities doing very well. Whereabouts were we? Early contraction. Yeah. It took about 5 seconds to work that out by looking at the FT. Let me give you another way to do this. If you go to this website, marketwatch.com, there's a free tool on there called a sector heat map, which looks like this. And each of these big rectangles with a thick white outline is a sector. So for example, we've got the energy sector, we've got the financial sector, healthcare, consumer cyclical, technology sector. Each of the smaller rectangles is a company. The brighter green the rectangle, the more the company's stock price has gone up. The brighter red the rectangle, the more the company's stock price has gone down. Now, we use this in quite a sophisticated way. We say to ourselves, which of the sectors is greenest? That's it. Which of the sectors is greenest? In this example, nearly all the squares in consumer cyclical are green. Half of technology is taken off in a really big way. Consumer cyclical, half of technology, whereabouts were we? Swapping over between these two sectors, these two stages. Yeah. So what types of company would you want to buy? Capital goods, technology, transportation, because they're supposed to do well at that stage. Now, I'm going to show you a real example of the kind of huge profits you can make using this strategy. As a real example, we did this research a couple of years ago. We found out we were coming into the early contraction stage of the economy. It was very obvious. Everything we're saying, we're coming into early contraction. And when you do all three steps, you get very good at the timing. So you can get in just at the start of the stage, you can get in, you can get out just at the end of the stage. And we found out we were coming into early contraction. We found out the sectors that are supposed to do well at that stage, consumer staple, utilities supposed to do well. We then found out what are the smaller bits in those sectors, what are the industries. So in consumer staple, the smaller bits are hospital management companies, beverage companies, tobacco companies, etc. In utilities, we have electric companies, natural gas, etc. So we found out we're coming to this stage. We found out the types of company that's supposed to do well at that stage. What do we do next? We buy stocks and shares in these types of company. because they're supposed to do well at that stage. Yeah. Now, let me show you a real example what happened next. Rather than show you individual companies, I'm going to show you what happened to these whole industries on average. So you can see what happened to every company within the industry on average. So hospital management companies were supposed to do well. Markets, the red line, plummeting. Blue line, hospital management companies went up over 100% profit in a year on average. So that means if you bought a random company in the right industry, you made 100% profit in a year on average. It was supposed to do that. Yeah. Let's look at another one. Electric companies supposed to do well. Market went down. Electric companies went up over 70% profit in a year on average. They were supposed to do that. Let's look at another one. Beverages supposed to do well. Went up over 50% profit in a year on average. Natural gas supposed to do well. Went up over 60% profit in a year on average. Tobacco supposed to do well. Went up 140% profit in a year on average. So that's how much you made if you closed your eyes and picked a random company in the right industry. Now, do we just want to close our eyes and make 140% return in a year? A couple of people say yes. Well, yes, of course, but that's how much you made if you picked a random company in the right industry. What could we do instead? What could we do that's even better? We could pick a good company in a good industry. Yeah, good company, good industry. 475% profit in a year, 500% profit in a year. When I learned this stuff, it totally turned my investing around. Where'd you learn about this? I've read over 300 books on investing. I didn't read it in any of those. I've attended over 30 investment training courses. I didn't learn it on any of those. I learned this after being mentored one-to-one by some of the world's top investors. They were all using this stuff. Most investors have no idea about this. So now, if you're a beginner, you already have a massive advantage over most people from learning this. If you're already investing, you've got to start using this. It's so powerful, so profitable. In this example, I put $2,000 would have become $12,000 in a year. $10,000 profit for 45 minutes work. Let me just check before we continue. Type yes if you would like $10,000 for 45 minutes work. Okay, good. It's a lot of yeses whizzing past there. Good, because you can do that kind of thing once you get good at this strategy. Now, in reality, would the return be quite that big? Well, probably not, because you might miss the start of the stage, you might miss the end of the stage. What if you only made 200% return in a year? Would that still be okay? Yes or no? For sure, yeah? And real trades, real money, do people make these kind of returns using this strategy? 500% profit in a year? Well, yes, of course they do. Here's some of our course graduates. 500% profit in a year. I attended the course over a year ago. I started with $2,000. I now have well over $10,000 profit using what I was teaching you just there, with a few extra steps he learned on the course. Another of our course graduates, 3,000 to 47,000 in 9 weeks. Between a period of 8 to 9 weeks, I made my 3,000 initial investment grow to $47,000 using what I was teaching you just there, with a few extra things he learned on the course. Another of our course graduates, 242% profit in 8 months, just using these strategies. Now, I'm going to teach you another strategy, very profitable, very simple strategy. You're going to like this one a lot. First of all, before I teach you this strategy, I have a question for you. Type yes if you are feeling lucky today. Let's have a look. Who's feeling lucky? So Karen, Mira, Brenda, Emily, going faster than I can read again, Lee, Garfield, Conrad, Judith, Stefan, Mita, Rakesh, Stephen, Josie. Okay, loads and loads of people, hundreds of yeses going past that. Okay, good. What I'm going to do is, before the end of this talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to get my trading watch list for free. Now, what is this? This is the list of exactly what I'm looking to trade. Now, I put their value $5,000. I currently have 43 people who've paid me 5,000 US dollars each to get hold of my watch list. What I'm going to do for one of you, I'm going to give you the chance to get my watch list for free before the end of this talk. And for that person, each week for 12 weeks, I'm going to send you my trading watch lists for US stocks and shares, up trades and down trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade, for UK stocks and shares, and for Forex trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade. Now, and by the way, whatever country you live in, you can trade any of these things. So for example, I live in the UK. Quite often I trade American stocks and shares. If you live in Canada, you could trade UK shares if you wanted to. Yeah, it doesn't matter what country you live in, you can trade whatever you want to trade. And as I said, I've currently got 43 people paid me $5,000 each to get hold of my watch lists. Why do those people think it's worth paying me $5,000 to get my watch lists? Two main reasons. First one is, by seeing what I'm looking to trade each week, that's a really good way to learn. And you can start to get quite good quite fast by doing that. The other reason is, what quite a few of these people are doing is, they're just copying my trades. And quite a few of these people are making a lot of money just copying my trades. For example, this guy, $8,000 profit using Darren's watch lists. I used trades from Darren's watch list and I'm up $8,000 on a pot of 10,000 in 4 months. Pretty much just copying my trades. So even if you know nothing about investing, you could make a lot of money using my watch lists. Well worth the $5,000. But I'm going to give one of you the chance to get out for free before the end of this talk. So let's talk about the rules now. Actually, first of all, I have a question for you. How much money is there in the stock markets? Type in your answer. In the chat window, type in how much money in the stock markets. Let's have a look. So I'm seeing 50 billion, 100 billion, trillions, 5 trillion, 3 trillion, 100 million, 500 million. Okay, lots of answers there. I'll tell you how much. There is enough for all of us, that's for sure. If you take into account the main American stock markets, that's over $30 trillion. That's without even including the Forex markets. Yeah. Let me just check before we continue. Type yes if you would like a share of $30 trillion. Okay, good. That's a lot of yeses whizzing past. Now, the markets, as I said, yeah, more than enough for all of us, that's for sure. The markets are a bit like a big bank safe. All the money's there, but most people don't know the correct combination code or sequence of steps to get the money out of the markets. If you were standing in front of the bank safe, the safe door is closed, and somebody says you can have all the money out of the safe if you can get it out. Is that easy? Yes or no? Now, it's pretty hard. If you don't have the combination code, it's pretty hard. Yeah. What about if you have the combination code? Is that a bit easier? For sure. Yeah. If you got the combination code, it's easy to get the money out of the safe. Most people don't have the combination code to get the money out of the markets. I've now been investing for over 20 years. I spent the first couple of years learning the combination code. I worked out I spent over $100,000 of my money learning the combination code to get the money out of the markets. As I said earlier, I went off around the world. I found some of the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And some of these people, I had to pay a lot of money. One guy, I paid $20,000 for him to teach me for 4 hours a month. So for $20,000, I got 1 hour a week on the telephone. Now, who thinks that was a good deal? $20,000 for an hour a week on the telephone. What do you reckon? Depends what I learn. Yeah, I can tell you, using what he taught me, over the next few years, I made several $100,000. So was it a good deal? Yes or no? Well, yeah, of course. Any good investor knows The important thing is not how much something costs, it's how much it's worth. And it was certainly worth me paying that guy $20,000 to teach me. Now, we're going to cover the first part of the combination code. There are 6 main mistakes that traders and investors make. And I discovered that this is the combination code. The combination code is, if you correct these 6 mistakes, you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. And the first mistake that people make is not using the correct investment indicators. Now, for beginners, what is an investment indicator? And by the way, once you know this, you can make a lot of money investing. So this is a really important section. What is an investment indicator? It's something related to the price that you can use to help you tell what's going to happen next to the price. So let's do a non-investing example. Let's say time of day. Time of day is an indicator for how many cars are on the road. Let's say it's 8:30 Monday morning in a big city. Are there going to be lots of cars on the road? Yes or no? Well, yeah, of course. What about if it's 11:30 Monday morning? Are there likely to be less cars on the road? Well, yeah. So time of day is an indicator of how many cars are going to be on the road. An investment indicator, something related to the price, we use to help us tell what's going to happen next to the price. So in this example, we got the price along the top here, this black kind of squiggly line. We've got the indicator, which is this black kind of squiggly line down here. And this indicator is called RSI. Now, you need to use the right settings, but let me just explain how this works. When the black indicator line goes above the red line, like it's done just here, so black indicator line goes above the red line, that tells us to buy. So that's our buy signal. So it tells us to get into the trade just here. Yeah. When the black indicator line crosses below the red line, it tells us to sell. So just here, it told us to sell. So we get out of the trade just there. And that's a real example. You would have made a nice profit on that trade. Let's have a look at another one. Black indicator line goes above the red line just here. So it tells us to buy just there. We get into the trade. And then when the black indicator line crosses below the red line, it tells us to sell. So just here, it tells us to get out of the trade. And again, another real example, you would have made a nice profit on that trade. Yeah, fairly simple so far. Let's do one more. Black indicator line crosses above the red line, so it tells us to buy just there. So we get into the trade. And can you see the indicator is still above the red line? It hasn't gone back below. So we'd still be in the trade. We'd still be making money on that one. Yeah, pretty easy. I'm going to give you a test. What I want you to do is type the word buy when we should buy. So here we go. Type buy when we should buy. Yep, you got it. Loads of people typing buy, 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 buy. Yep, as soon as it crosses above the red line, that's where we're going to buy. So we buy just here. Yep, just there. And now, oops, got a hair in my mouth. 1 second. Sorry about that. And now type sell when we should sell. No, we'd still be in the trade. Yeah, it hasn't crossed back below the red line. So we'd still be in the trade there. Yeah. Still making money. Let's do one more example. So type buy when we should buy. Not quite. It's close. Yeah, it's actually got to go above the red line. So not quite there yet. Let's keep going. Yeah, you got it. As soon as it goes above the red line, we're going to buy. So just there, we get into the trade. And now type sell when we should sell. Yeah, it looks like just there, just below. Now it's definitely below. Yeah, so we'd sell just there. And again, another real example, would have made a nice profit on that trade. Yeah. So was that fairly easy to learn? That was pretty easy. Yeah. There are 4 other main indicators that I use. They're all just as simple to learn. This stuff is easy. Now, you might be thinking, well, if it's this easy, why doesn't everybody do it? Because most people don't know the correct combination code. They don't know what indicators to use. They don't know what settings to use. They don't know this stuff. Once you know it, it's easy. Anyone can do it. Now, of course, you've got to do the practice so you get good, but it's easy to learn this stuff. We've just covered the first part of the combination code. In a moment, I'm going to give you another strategy, one of my favorite strategies. First of all, I have another question for you. Type yes if you are feeling really lucky today. And you've got to type yes to be part of this. So let's have a look. So Crystal, Brittany, lots of names whizzing past me quicker than I could read. Elaine, it looked like Shirley, Nico, William, Jossie, Wayne, Gabriel, Paula, Ruth, Mary, Tina, Ben, Vicky, okay, Jesse, okay, definitely going quicker than I can read now. Hundreds and hundreds of yeses, good. What I'm going to do is, before the end of this talk, I am going to give one of you the chance to attend our Investment Success 3-day live event for free, for you and a guest. Now, normally 2 tickets to that would be $5,000. Many, many people have already paid us $5,000 to get 2 tickets to that event, and they were very glad they did. It's well worth it. We hold it in our office. It's an incredible event. On the first day in the morning, we make sure complete beginners, you know exactly what you're doing, you know how to get everything set up properly. And then over the next 2.5 days, we cover the strategies. You see real examples. You do practical exercises. Really is a very powerful event. Great for complete beginners, also great for advanced investors. We've actually won many awards for the best investment training course. It's well worth the $5,000. I'm going to give one of you the chance to get out for free before the end of this talk, for you and a guest. Now, we just covered the first part of the combination code, which is indicators. There are 5 other parts to the combination code. They're all just as simple to learn. Once you know all 6 parts of the combination code, what happens to the safe door? It opens, and you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. Now, I was thinking about this, and I thought, well, for me to master the combination code, it cost me several years of my life. It cost me over $100,000 of my money. But once I knew it, it was easy. Anybody could do it. And I thought, what would be the best way to teach other people the combination code so they could master it in the quickest, easiest way possible? And I thought the best way to do this is I'll get a lot of people to send me in trades. I'll analyze their trades, and I'll record some videos. And on those videos, I'll point out anywhere where they made one of these 6 main mistakes. And on the video, I'll show them how to do it properly. I'll show them how to correct the mistakes. And I thought if I point out these 6 mistakes enough times and people watch the videos, they'll know exactly how to do it. They'll know the combination code to getting consistent big money from the markets. And I thought in order to point out the 6 mistakes enough times, I probably need about 24 trades to look through. And I thought if I do the project properly, I can probably record 4 trade analysis videos a day. Because I've got to look at the person's trade, see where they made a mistake, tell them how to correct it, record the video. I thought I can probably do 4 videos a day. 24 trades, 4 videos a day. The project would take me 6 days to complete. Now, I mentioned earlier, I currently charge $30,000 US for a single one-to-one mentoring session. So I thought if I just did 1 mentoring session a day for 6 days, that's $180,000. 6 days of my time is worth about $180,000. I thought if I spend the 6 days producing this product, is anyone going to pay me $180,000 for it? And I thought, well, I don't know. And I produced it anyway. I produced this product, 24 trade analysis videos, basically the combination code to get a consistent big money from the markets. And I told all my clients about it. I said, look, I've just produced this product. I said, you watch this, you'll know exactly what you're doing. And I told them how much I thought it was worth. I said, I spent over $100,000 learning this stuff. It took me over 6 days to produce the product. 6 days of my time is worth about $180,000. I said, I reckon this product is worth several $100,000. I said, make me an offer. One small group of investors paid me $130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. I'll show you what they got for their money. They got the 24 trade analysis videos on 8 memory sticks. They got one group mentoring session with me, and they got a couple of other training videos. But the main thing they were after were these 24 trade analysis videos. Now, a couple of months later, another small group of investors heard about this product. They also heard about the results the first group were getting. A second group of investors paid me $130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. They got the same thing as the first group. But what I thought is, with this second group, they obviously know the value of these 24 videos. I know the value of these 24 videos, but I thought it doesn't really do it justice giving them their 24 trade analysis videos on 8 plastic multicolored memory sticks. I thought for this second group, I'm going to do something even better. And what I did is, for the second group, I gave them their 24 trade analysis videos on a 24 karat gold plated memory stick. I thought that's more like it. That shows the real value of what they're getting. And I worked out how much they paid to get hold of these 24 videos. As I said, a one-to-one or a group mentoring, I currently charge $30,000. So they basically paid $100,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's a lot of money to pay for just 24 videos. The question is, was it worth it? I can tell you right now, from the early feedback from the group, I'm guessing they've already made over $1 million using what they learned on those videos. Within 4 weeks, one of the group made over $50,000. Within 8 weeks, another of the group made over $100,000. That was $150,000 profit in their first 8 weeks. In total, they paid me $130,000. So they were already up within 8 weeks. As I said earlier, any good investor knows the important thing is not how much something costs, it's how much it's worth. And it was certainly worth those guys paying me over $100,000 to get hold of those videos. I kept one of these for myself. I have it on my desk here. Let me show you this. I thought this is so valuable. I want to keep one for myself. Let me show you. This is the 24 karat gold plated memory stick with the 24 trade analysis videos on. 2 small groups of investors paid me over $100,000 to get hold of this. I mean, the real values of what's on here, which is the strategies of how to consistently do well in the markets. I'm going to keep that one very safe. Now, I have another strategy to teach you. This is one of my favorite strategies. Very simple. You are going to like this one a lot. Actually, first of all, we've been sitting down kind of still for a while. You can stay sitting down, but let's just get the energy back up, ready for this next strategy. Let's just do a quick stretch before the next strategy. I'll do this with you. So quick stretch to the left. Oh, that feels good. Quick stretch to the right. Oh, that's nice. And let's roll the shoulders backwards. Oh, feels good. And roll the shoulders forwards. Yeah, nice. And head to the left. Head to the right. And deep breath in. And out. And in. And out. Okay, feels good. Yeah, ready for this? So let's do this next strategy. I was invited to speak at an investment conference in London a while ago. And I arrived at the conference a few hours early. I was sitting in the back of the room, waiting to go on stage and give my talk. And I didn't really have anything to do. So I took out my phone and I traded the strategy that I'm about to teach you. And sitting at the back of the room on my phone, trading the strategy that I'm about to teach you, whilst I was waiting to go on stage and give a talk, in those couple of hours, I made $15,000 profit. I then got on stage and I said to the audience, I said, while you were watching the last speaker, I was at the back table on my phone trading, and I made $15,000. And I actually got off the stage and I walked around the audience and I showed them my trading account on my phone. And I said, have a look at that. That's the trades that I was just doing. I think I actually took a screenshot of it. I should have it here. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, there we go. So you can see I did 3 trades, £4,000, £4,000, £4,000 profit. So that was over $15,000 profit. And that was just in a couple of hours while I was waiting to go on stage and give a talk. Now, you could have done those size of trades with a $50,000 account. Now, you might say, well, I don't have $50,000. That's okay. If you had $5,000, you would have made $1,500 profit in just a couple of hours. That's still a pretty good return, yeah? What about if you only had $500? You would have made $150 profit in just a couple of hours. That's still pretty good, yeah? Doesn't matter what amount you start with, it's a great return. I'm going to teach you this exact strategy in just a couple of minutes' time. There's another strategy that I use, which I call my summer holiday strategy or my summer vacation strategy, because the first time I used it back in 2019, I used it to pay for my summer holidays. And I thought I'd show you a few of the trades I did with my summer holiday strategy. So you can see here, this is my trading statement. That was the start of the summer, first week of June. And here's the trades that I did. That week, using my summer holiday strategy, I did 13 trades. I got 12 out of 13 correct. Total work, 45 minutes. That week, using my summer holiday strategy, I made $97,000 profit. I then went on holiday for a month. I took a month's vacation. I went to Portugal, stayed in a beautiful villa in Portugal. I then went to Italy. I went to Fregena. I hired a beautiful villa on the beach, had a wonderful month's vacation. I then came back to the UK and I did another week's trading. There's my trading statement again. This kind of mid-July when I got back. There's the trades that I did. That week, using my summer holiday strategy, I did 14 trades, got 14 out of 14 correct. Total work, 45 minutes. That week, using my summer holiday strategy, I made $286,000 profit. Took my total for those 2 weeks up to $384,000 profit. I then went on holiday for another month, took another month's vacation. This time I went to Turkey, I went to Bodrum, stayed in the best 5-star hotel. I had the best suite, took my family with me. That's my son relaxing by the pool. I also went to Marbella in Spain, had a beautiful month's vacation. Came back to the UK, did another week's trading. That's a trading statement from my phone. That week, using my summer holiday strategy, I did 6 trades, got 6 out of 6 correct. Total work, 30 minutes. That week, using my summer holiday strategy, I made $106,000 profit. Took my total for those 3 weeks up to $490,000 profit. So it was almost $500,000 profit for about 2 hours work. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, Darren, that's okay for you. You're good at this. What about someone else? I taught one of my team how to do this. He'd never seen the strategy before, complete beginner. I taught him for 3 hours. 1 week later, he sent me this WhatsApp message. First week's results, 30 out of 30 wins, 4 days trading, profit, £1,300 profit. So that's just over $1,300 profit in 1 week. He was a complete beginner, never seen the strategy before. 30 out of 30 wins, 4 days trading, over $1,300 profit. Yeah, anybody can do this if you learn the right strategies. Now, let me give you this next strategy. This is called a channeling strategy. Quite often, prices will bounce up and down in a very regular, uniform way. When they do that, we call it channeling. And what happens is, when the price gets near this invisible level here, which we call support, it tends to bounce and go up. When the price gets near this invisible level here, we call resistance, it tends to bounce and go down. If you saw the price doing this kind of pattern, when would you want to buy it? You'd want to buy it when it's close. Oh, gave it away there. If you weren't watching, I'll still ask the question. When would you buy it? You're going to buy it when it's close to Type in your answer into the chat window. When are you going to buy it? When it's close to, yeah, quite a few of you saw it, I'm sure. When it was close to support, yeah, just here. We're going to buy it when it's close to support. When are we going to sell it? Type in your answer. We're going to sell it when it's close to, let's have a look. We're going to sell it when it's close to, yeah, resistance, R, resistance. Yeah, we're going to sell it up here somewhere. Right now, whatever country you live in, there are stocks and shares doing this channeling pattern. There always are. Forex trades quite often do this channeling pattern. Cryptocurrencies quite often do this channeling pattern. Let me show you a few examples. So this is a Forex example. That's Australian dollar, US dollar, bouncing up and down. So what do? We buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, which was a nice trade. Yeah. Anybody heard of this little company? Yeah, it's Microsoft. It was doing a channel. So what do? We buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and make money as it comes down. In the online training program, I teach you how to make money as it comes down as well. Just as easy to do. If you traded that channel, you would have made 150% profit in a year. Another channel. So what do? We buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. Yeah, 70% profit in 5 months if you traded that channel. Another channel, 60% profit in 6 months if you traded that one. Another channel, 140% profit in 7 months if you traded that one. 2,000 would have become almost 5,000 trading that one. Now, 140% return in 7 months. That's a pretty good return. Sometimes channels do even better than that. Here's a channel from a while ago. Each of these bounces was about 50% profit. This one did 180% profit in a month. 2,000 would have become over 5,000 in a month trading that one. Now, I hope you're thinking a couple of things. One of them is, well, this channeling stuff looks very easy. It looks very profitable, and I want to do it. I hope you are thinking that because it is. But I also hope you're thinking something else. And that is, well, I bet as soon as I buy it, what happens? It stops channeling and it goes down. Could that happen? Well, yes, of course it could. So I'm going to give you an excellent way to protect yourself from that happening. If you want to write this down, this is how I do it. I use an indicator called ROC. So indicator called ROC, and you'll find it on any of these big free financial websites. And the setting I use is a 14-day setting. So ROC, 14-day setting. And what you do is you get the computer to draw the indicator for you. If the indicator makes a lower bottom than the one before, you don't do the trade. And that will protect you in about 80 to 90% of the cases. This then becomes a highly profitable, highly reliable strategy. Now, in the online training, we'll show you exactly how to find those channels. Very simple to do. Now, real trades, real money. Do people make these kind of returns using this strategy? Well, yes, of course they do. Another of our course graduates, 6,000 profit with channeling. From an initial stake of $1,000, I generated a return of 6,000 over 2 months. The technique I used was channeling along with your recommended indicator. So this guy started with $1,000, did channeling, 2 months later, $6,000 profit. If you started with $1,000 today, and in 2 months' time, you'd made 6,000 profit, would you be fairly happy with that? Yes or no? Yeah, it's a pretty good return, yeah? And you can do that kind of thing once you get good at this strategy. Now, in a moment, I'm going to give you what is probably the most important technique you'll ever learn in trading and investing. I'm going to give you that in a couple of minutes' time. I would say it's the number one most important thing you will ever learn in trading and investing. Actually, the thing that I'm about to teach you is so important that if it was the only thing you learned from being here today, it would have been worth you being here. I'm going to teach you that in just a couple of minutes' time. First of all, I thought it'd be a good idea to let you hear from a few of our course graduates. I'm going to play a very short video now. Some of our course graduates And what I think I'll do is I'll just play maybe the first 10 seconds and then I'll pause the video and I'll summarize for you. But have a listen to this. Some of our course graduates, I'll play about 10 seconds and I'll pause the video and do a quick summary for you.
I'm Martin Bristow. I started off with £4,000. I've doubled that, in fact, more than doubled that in 2 years. I've made £8,000 profit.
I'm Darren Winters. I've been trading CFD for the last 2 months. I started with an initial capital of 14,000. And within 3 months, I nearly doubled that into 28,000.
Hi there, my name's Arvinder Orlak. Basically, I started off with £250 and with using some of Darren's strategies, I've managed to accumulate £1,500 over the last 3 months. And basically, anyone who's interested in trading, I do highly recommend that you do attend his course.
Okay, let's pause it there. And by the way, if you want to watch the full video, it's on our website. They're real people. They did those things. But I'll summarize it, be a bit quicker. So first of all, I wanted to show you that video because nearly everybody in the video, well, first of all, just to show that we've got clients from all over the world with all different backgrounds, all different jobs, all different careers, all different start amounts of capital. Actually, let's just do a quick kind of talk through some of these. So this guy here, a student, quite a few of these figures are in British pounds. If you remember conversion, a pound, a dollar, a euro, they're all almost the same. Yeah. So a pound is worth a little bit more than a dollar, but they're very similar. Pound, euro, dollar, easy conversion. So this guy, a student, started with £4,000. In 2 years, 12,000 profit. That was 200% return, or 100% each year. Pretty good return. This guy, accountant, started with 14,000, turned it into 28,000 in 3 months. I taught him a strategy of how to grow an account very fast. And he just copied the strategy, got a great result there. This guy, another student, started with £250. So that's just over $250. Small, very small account. Turned it into 1,500 in 3 months. I taught him a strategy of how to grow a very small account fast. And again, he copied the steps, got a great result there. This guy, dentist, 2,000 to 11,000 in 3 months, great return. This lady, housewife, part-time vet, complete beginner, 30% return on her trades. This guy, 88 successful trades at a 94. I taught him a very, very reliable strategy and he practiced, copied the steps, great result there. This guy, 30% return on his trades. This lady, 2,000 profit in a day. And she said, and things got even better going forwards. This guy, 11,000 to 36,000 in a year. And before the training, he said to me, he said, my English isn't very good. Am I still going to understand the course? And I said, yeah. I said, we explain it in a really clear, simple way. I said, you're going to get this. And he did. Great result. First year. This guy started with 5,000, made 12,000 profit in his first year. This guy, designer, you saw him on one of the slides, started with 3,000, turned into 47,000 in 9 weeks, which was a great result. This guy started with 5,000. He said, using the strategies I taught him, he was able to pay off 30,000 of debt. Plus, he made enough money to cover his mortgage payments, his house payments every month. And he made enough money to go on 3 really good vacations each year. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to show you that video was because nearly everybody you saw there was a complete beginner before they did the training, knew nothing about investing. This is the great thing. Investing is a bit like if you wanted to make a cake. If you have the recipe and you follow the steps, you can make the cake. With investing, even if you know nothing about investing, if you're given a proven strategy that works and you follow the steps, you can get great results, even complete beginners, if you are given the right strategies. Yeah. This is at the start of this talk. I mentioned I teach children how to invest for free. I teach free training courses for children, how to invest. And what we do is at the end of the course, we have a live trading competition. And the last one I taught, the winner of that competition made over $1,000 profit in 2 hours. Second place, $800. Third place, $700. That was 10 and 11-year-old children. How was I able to get them so good so fast? What I did is I gave them a strategy And I said, look, this is a strategy that works. I said, copy the steps. And they just copied the steps, and they were getting some really good results very fast. Anybody can do this with the right strategies, yeah? And in the online training program, I'm going to teach you exactly the same strategies that we gave these people. Now, let's cover this next technique. As I said, this is probably the most important technique you'll ever learn in investing, and that's this. You've got to let your profits run and cut your losses short. What do most people do? Most people do the exact opposite. So I'm going to show you how to do this the right way around. In this example, price goes up, comes down, bounces once, bounces twice at about the same level. If the price bounces at about the same level twice, we call it a double bottom chart pattern. It's very simple, very basic chart pattern. And it means just here, the price is now more likely to go up than go down. So this is actually a good place to buy. This is a very sensible place to buy. As soon as you buy, you place a sell stop below the price bottom. Now, for beginners, what is a sell stop? It's an automatic order to get you out of the trade if the price drops down to that level. So if the price drops down to the sell stop, it's going to be sold automatically. Anybody tell me why we'd use a sell stop? Yeah, type it in the chat window. Why would you use a sell stop? Let's have a look. So somebody is saying to protect your capital, to cut your losses short, to prevent losses, to minimize losses, to protect your capital. Okay, yeah, good. You got it. So if the price drops down to here, it's going to be sold automatically. So you're protecting your capital. You're minimizing your losses. What's the biggest loss? Well, first of all, what are we going to do? As the price goes up, when we get another price bottom, we're going to cancel this sell stop. We're going to move it up to here. Price goes up, we get another price bottom. We cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. When the price goes up, we get another price bottom, we cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. What's the biggest loss we could make on that trade? Biggest loss is we buy it, it immediately drops, is sold automatically at our sell stop, we have a limited loss. What's the biggest profit we could make on this trade? Anybody, type it into the chat window. Biggest profit. What's the biggest profit we can make on this trade? Yeah, unlimited profit. Someone's saying massive profit, infinite profit. Yeah, unlimited profit. We have a limited loss and we have an unlimited profit. That's how you got to be investing. Yeah, most investors have no idea about this. So now that you know this, you have a massive advantage over most people. If you want to invest in stocks and shares, you've got to be using this. If you want to do Forex trading, if you want to do cryptocurrencies, you've got to be using something like this. It's so important. If you want to do day trading, medium-term investing, long-term investing, you've got to be using something like this. Yeah, it's so important. And as I said, most investors have no idea about this. So I would say if this is one of the only things you learned today, it would have been worth you being here. It's super valuable, this technique. Now, let's talk about the trading psychology and the wealth mindset. Occasionally, when I talk about wealth psychology, someone will say to me, I don't care about the wealth psychology. Just teach me the strategies. They're usually the people that don't do very well. You've got to get the right wealth mindset. So I'm going to teach you a couple of the most important bits on this. First one, your trading emotions. Two main trading emotions you need to overcome are fear and greed. And I'll give you a couple of really good ways to do this. First one, make your investment decisions when the markets are closed, in the evenings or the weekend, because that way you'll make far more sensible, far more profitable decisions. Because what tends to happen is when the markets are open and the prices are moving up and down, it can be very emotional. If you make your investment decisions out of hours when the markets are closed, you'll make far more sensible, profitable decisions. Yeah. And the other thing to do is to help overcome this fear and greed is, like we just talked about, always use sell stops. Yeah. Place this initial sell stop like we just did on the last slide. And then as the price goes up, move the sell stop up. So you move it up to lock in profit, move it up to lock in even more profit, up to lock in even more profit, exactly like I showed you on that last slide. Now, this next point, I would say, is a really good wealth belief to have. And that is, the more you give, the more you get. And quite a few religions talk about this. I think this is a really good attitude to have in life. It's a great feeling to make a lot of money fast. But I would say it's an even better feeling to then be able to use some of that money to help people less fortunate than yourself. And over the years, I've been involved in all kinds of charity projects. I really think one of the most fulfilling things in life is to be in a position where you can help other people. And I'm sure a lot of you've already had that experience. So what I did is, once I started to become very good at trading and investing, I thought, how can I use these skills to help other people as well as myself? And one of the things I do now is I run what I call charity live trading days. And what happens is we all get together. I trade my money for real money in front of everybody. Everyone can see exactly what I'm doing. They can copy my trades. We spend the whole day trading together. We make a whole load of money, and then we give 100% of the money from the event to charity. And we choose a different charity each time. The last charity live trading day that I ran, we were raising money for SOS Children's Villages, which is a really great children's charity. They do work all around the world, and they help kids that really need the most help. And they do some amazing projects. So I felt really excited to be in a position where I could help out there. And what we did is we got together. I traded my money for real in front of everybody. They could see exactly what I was doing. They could copy my trades. We spent the whole day trading together. We made a whole load of money, and then we gave 100% of the money from the event to charity. This is the great thing. Once you get good at this, you can make yourself a lot of money, but you can also help a lot of other people. So if you've got a cause you really believe in, a charity you want to support, fantastic. Learn investing. So you've got the money to do this, to help all the people you want to help. Maybe you want to support financially a family member or a relative. Fantastic. Learn investing. So you've got another stream of income coming in. Yeah. So you've got more than enough money to help all the people you want to help. I just think it's a great way to do it. Now, this next point, there's been quite a few research projects done that have found this is one of the biggest influences of how wealthy and successful you become. And that's this: who you surround yourself with. You've got to surround yourself with positive people, people who are going to encourage you to do things. I mean, a good example in my life that totally changed my life. About 20 years ago, I attended a training course by a guy called Tony Robbins. Actually, out of interest, type yes in the chat window if you've heard of Tony Robbins. Okay, Denise, Tanya, Anthony, Mark, Natasha. Okay, all going fast and I can read now. Hundreds of people saying they've heard of Tony Robbins. Okay, good. For those of you who haven't heard of Tony, anybody give me a 1 or 2 word description of Tony in the chat window? 1 or 2 word description of Tony in the chat window. Let's have a look. Inspiring, amazing, energetic, tall, smart, motivation, life coach, awesome, energy. Okay, loads of good descriptions there. I think Tony describes himself as the world's #1 life coach. His clients are people like presidents of countries and top athletes. And I think it's good stuff he teaches. I attended his training course about 20 years ago with someone who used to be a friend back then. And what happened is, partway through the course, Tony told us about the other training courses that he runs. And one of the courses he told us about was Life Mastery. It was 10 days in Hawaii, where he was going to teach us about health, wealth, relationships, all kinds of great topics. And the ticket for the course was $10,000. And Tony said it was the last one he was ever going to do in that format in Hawaii. And it sounded incredible. And I said to my friend, I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place on that course. And my friend said, you should probably think about it a bit more. And he said, you can't really afford to do it anyway. And he said, in his talk, and it was a bit salesy. he said, it's probably not as good as he says it is. And it's probably not the last one he's going to do anyway. And he started giving me all his excuses as to why he wasn't going to do it. And I said to him, I said, look, I said, I'm not interested in your excuses. And I said, I don't care if his talk and it was a bit salesy. What I care about is if it's good content. And if this guy believes in his course, if he's passionate about it, he should be trying to persuade me to do it. I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place. And in the break, I went and booked a place, $10,000 life mastery. At the time, I was $40,000 in debt. I paid for it on a couple of credit cards. And I thought, well, unless I take some kind of decisive action, my life is probably not going to change. If I just keep doing the same things, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And I thought, once I've paid for this, I'll find a way. Somehow I'm going to make this work. And I went on that course, and it was an incredible course. I believe a big part of why I went from $50,000 in debt to making over $1 million within 3 years was because of what Tony taught us on that course. Because he taught us how to model people, how to learn their strategies. And then I went off around the world. I found the world's top traders, top investors, and I did what Tony said. I modeled their strategy. I learned how they did things. I came back to the UK, applied what I'd learned. Within the next few years, my life improved massively, rapidly. And my friend saw what was happening. And he said, wow, he said, that must have been an incredible course. And I said, yeah, it was. He said, I'm going to book a place. And he called their office and he said, I want to do that life mastery with Tony in Hawaii. They said, Tony is never going to do that same format course again in Hawaii. And he never did. I am just so glad I didn't let my friend hold me back. Now, I know sometimes it can be tough because sometimes it's your partner that's holding you back. But if something feels right, you've got to go for it. That's how your life moves ahead. Back then, my friend had a normal job doing something he doesn't really like. Guess what he's doing now? Similar job he doesn't really like. And what I found in life, I'm sure you found the same thing. It just comes down to 1 or 2 decisions that can massively improve your life. And for me, going on that training course hugely improved my life. That's the great thing about life. One decision can massively improve everything. That's all it takes. Now, last point of my talk, and this is an important point. You've got to use the power of compound returns. Now, most people have at least heard of a compound return. Type yes if you've heard of a compound return. Okay, yes. Lots of yeses. Okay, good. What does it mean? It means making money using the money you've already made, yet reinvesting the profits. Now, what a lot of traders and investors do is they try and make big money fast, which is fine. But the real secret to building huge wealth is getting consistency. Because once you can get consistent monthly returns, you can start with even a small amount of capital and you can grow huge wealth relatively quickly. That is the sensible way to build huge wealth, getting consistency. Because once you're getting consistent monthly returns, this is how your money grows. It starts growing gradually at first, it then accelerates massively. Now, I'm going to show you one last video of my talk. It's a very short video, it's about 30 seconds. It's one of our course graduates after we showed him how to get consistency. Because I want you to see how your money can grow once you get this consistency. Now, oh, and I should say, just to be totally open with you, this guy didn't just do our training course. He was actually trained by me personally. And as you already know, to be trained by me personally, one of the only few ways to do that now is through this one-to-one mentoring. So I know for quite a few of you, maybe that's not an option, but I still want you to see this video so you can see the kind of results you can get once you get this consistency. So have a look at this very short video. Let's have a quick look.
What was your starting capital?
My starting capital was £5,000.
Okay, and then using what you learned on the course, strategies, the techniques, how much did you make profit from trading?
I think over the period of time, the whole period of time, probably about £500,000.
So about £500,000?
I was thinking, actually, that's kind of an underestimate.
Okay.
If you, as far as a financial benefit, because if I looked at also some of the ways that I manage my pension, I managed to avoid the crash completely.
Wow. So just using the techniques and strategies, you avoided the crash, saved your pension, and on top of that made £500,000
roughly.
Yeah.
Measurable amount of money.
Wow, nice. Yeah. And you had this goal to buy a house in France,
Correct.
south of France?
It's 30 minutes north of Toulouse.
Okay. And you made enough money using the strategies to buy that house in France?
Yeah, I bought it in cash.
You bought it in cash? Wow, nice. Okay.
Certainly for anybody who's attending a course, I'd suggest that yours is the best one to do.
Wow. Okay, so he basically said, I started with £5,000, that's just over $5,000. And using the strategy I taught him, he made $500,000 profit. And he says, well, actually, that's an underestimate because I paid off my pension during the crash, or I saved my pension during the crash. And then he says, also using the strategies, I made enough money to buy a house in the south of France for cash. What I did is I taught this guy a couple of very simple but very profitable strategies, and I showed him how to get consistency. Because once you get consistency, you can start with even a small amount of capital and you can grow huge wealth relatively quickly. That is the sensible way to build your wealth. And in the online training program, you're going to learn exactly what I taught him about how to get consistency. Now, whilst we're talking about consistency, you saw this guy on one of the videos, 88 winners out of 94. I completed the training course over a year ago. I've been successful in 88 out of 94 trades. I taught this guy a very, very, very reliable strategy, which I learned from one of the world champion traders. Very simple strategy. Anybody could do it, even a complete beginner, but it's very reliable. In the online training course, you're going to learn that exact same strategy. Another of our course graduates, $30,000 profit within 4 months. Another of our course graduates, $500 profit in a week. After the training, on average, I make $400 to $500 profit per week. Best thing of all, I'm only using $2,000 capital. Another of our course graduates, $2,000 to $11,000. Another of our course graduates, $48,000 profit in 1 month. Darren's training course has truly changed my financial destiny and that of my family. This month, I made $48,000 from trading. If you could make an extra $48,000 a month, would that make your life a bit easier? Yes or no? For sure, yeah. Another of our course graduates, $24,000 profit in 1 week. Another of our course graduates, $5,000 to $144,000 in 14 weeks. I was a complete beginner. After doing Darren's training course, I've turned $5,000 into $144,000 in 14 weeks. I'm very happy I decided to book on the course and highly recommend it. We have literally thousands of success stories and testimonials from people who've done the training course. We actually have over 8,000 success stories and testimonials from people who've done the training course. How have we managed to get so many success stories? Because the strategies we teach work. How have we managed to be the #1 investment training company in Europe for over 15 years with clients now all over the world? Because the strategies we teach work. Actually, let me show you this. I mentioned earlier, just recently, I spent 3 months on holiday in the Caribbean, in Antigua. And whilst I was there, I was spending 1 hour a week investing. And one of the trades I did whilst I was there, I invested 30,000 US dollars. 1 week later, it had gone up to 1.9 million US dollars. I'll say that again. I actually took a screenshot of it. I'll see if I can find it in a second. So one of the trades that I did whilst I was on holiday, I invested $30,000. Within 1 week, it had gone up to $1.9 million. Let me just quickly see if I can find this for you, where I got the, yeah, there we go. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's the balance from that one trade, yeah, 1.9 something million dollars. Very powerful strategy. You're going to learn that exact same strategy in the training course as well. Now, I'm going to do something very, very special for everybody on this webinar right now. And also in a couple of minutes' time, at the end of my talk, I'm going to share with you one of the most important bits of advice I've ever been given about becoming truly wealthy. I'll give you that in a couple of minutes' time at the end of my talk. First of all, I'm going to do something very, very special for everybody on this webinar. I am going to give you an incredible offer. And this offer will be absolutely amazing. You will definitely want to hear this offer. So let's have a look at this. Our online Forex and stock market masterclass training course is 100% online. So it's perfect for learning from home. It's over 16 hours of online live training where you learn my very best strategies, the very best techniques that I learned from the world trading champions. It's my life work. I spent over 20 years finding the best strategies, finding the best techniques. I worked out I spent over $100,000 of my money learning this stuff. In this online training program, you get everything, all the best strategies, all the best techniques. Really is an incredible training program. And we teach it in a very clear, simple way so that even complete beginners can understand. And I'm actually very proud of that training course. I truly believe it's the best online investment training course in the world. And you'll be learning the same things which we've taught thousands of other people how to invest successfully. And as well as the online training program, after each lesson, you get an online live questions and answer session so you can get your individual questions answered live direct to you. Super effective way to learn. Plus, you're also going to get an online home study course of videos taught by me personally. Incredible training program. Normal investment for that is $4,997. So that's 5,000 US dollars. I would say it's worth many, many times that. But I'm going to give you an incredible offer. And you will definitely want to hear this offer. First of all, let me just explain what you can learn on the course. You're going to learn how to do all of this step by step for real, so that even if you're a complete beginner, by the end of the course, you'll know how to do this. You're going to learn my best Forex strategies, my best stock market strategies, exactly step by step how to do them. You're also going to learn my best cryptocurrency strategies for trading things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, how to make money in cryptocurrencies as they go up and as they go down. If you don't know anything about cryptocurrencies, I'll teach you what they are and how to do it as well. You're also going to learn my best commodity strategies for trading things like gold, silver, oil. So whatever you want to invest in, you're going to get my very best strategies, exactly how to do it. You're also going to learn a strategy that I used to double my money in less than a week. If you could double your money in less than a week, would that make your life a bit easier? For sure, yeah. And you're going to learn how to set this all up on autopilot. So it takes literally 1 hour a week to do these strategies. And that can be in the evening or the weekend. If you have a full-time job or a business, very easy to run this alongside. And you're going to learn my most powerful day trading, medium-term and long-term strategies. You're going to see practical examples. You're going to do practical exercises. Incredibly effective way to learn this. And all of that would normally be $5,000. What I'm going to do for you is an incredible offer. Instead of $5,000, I'm going to let you have the full, complete online training program, over 16 hours of online live training where you learn my very best strategies, very best techniques I learned from the world trading champions. After each lesson, you'll get the online live questions and answer session, so you can get your individual questions answered live direct to you. Plus, you're going to get the online home study course of videos taught by me personally. Instead of $5,000, I'm going to let you have that for just $970 US dollars. That is absolutely incredible for what you're going to be learning. And I can see in the chat window already, Paul is saying, wow, I want it. David is saying, how do I buy it? I'm actually going to make this even better for you. First of all, I've got a couple of extra things I'm going to give you that you'll definitely want to hear about. First of all, I would say at $5,000, it is incredible value. What you learn on the course, you could use to make many, many times that. At $970, that is absolutely incredible for what you're going to be learning. I've had people on the training who within the first couple of hours have made more than $970 within the first couple of hours. Yeah, absolutely incredible for what you're going to be learning. But I'm going to make this even better for you. And I can see more and more people saying, I want to buy it. I'm going to make it even better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a VIP upgrade. And what this means is, we talked about my trading watch list earlier. This is where each week for 12 weeks, I send you the list of exactly what I'm looking to trade for American stocks and shares, UK stocks and shares, Forex trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade. I said, I currently have 43 people who've paid me $5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. Why do those people think it's worth paying me $5,000 to get my watch list? Because quite a few of them just copy my trades and make a lot more than that. Like this guy, $8,000 profit using Darren's watch list. My watch lists are well worth $5,000. What I'm going to do is, if you decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include those for free. My watch list for free. Now, that just by itself, I would say, is worth many, many times the $970. But I'm going to include that for free, an incredible resource for you. And I can see John there saying, yes, I want it. Rita saying she wants it. I have a couple of extra things for you. What I did say before the end of this talk, I give one of you the chance to attend our Investment Success 3-day live event for free for you and a guest. Normally, 2 tickets to that are $5,000 US. Many, many people have already paid us $5,000 US for 2 tickets, and they were very glad they did. It's well worth it. It's an incredible training course. I said I'd give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. What I'm going to do is I am going to give everyone the chance to get this for free. What I'm going to say is, if you decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include 2 tickets to the live event for free as well. That's going to be an incredible experience for you. I'm going to include those for free. And I also run monthly webinars. Each month, I run a webinar. It's about 30 minutes in length, and it's a great way to check you're constantly improving. And what I do is, at the end of the webinar, I set a little 10-minute exercise, very simple. Anyone could do it, even a complete beginner. But it's a really good way to check you're constantly improving. 24 months worth of the webinars, 2 years of the webinars, value $2,000. What I'm going to say is, if you decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include that for free as well, which again is going to be an incredible ongoing resource for you. And I can see more and more people saying, how do I book? How do I start? I'm almost there. This next part of the offer, there is a price involved. So what I'll do is I'll explain what this is. You can have a think about it, and then right at the end, decide if you want this included. But this next part of the offer, there is a price involved. And that is one-to-one mentoring with me. I currently charge $30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. If you want it included, it's going to be yours for only $3,000 US. Have a think about that. Decide right at the end if you want that included. But what I would say is, at $30,000, it is great value. Some of the people I've trained personally have gone on to make many, many times that. At $3,000, it's incredible value. What I can help you master in a one-to-one session will be literally some of the best investment techniques in the world. It will be a life-changing session. Have a serious think about that. $3,000 if you want it included. It will be an absolutely incredible session. Now, and you can decide right at the end if you want that included. Actually, thinking about it, I'm going to include that for free as well. Now, that is huge. Really, that is huge. Now, let me just be clear, because I want to make sure you get the absolute most from this one-to-one mentoring session with me. So there's no point you having it immediately. The way this will work is you'll do the online training program. You'll have the online live questions and answer sessions. We're going to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what strategies to use. Over the next maybe 6 to 8 weeks, you'll do perhaps 3 or 4 trades a week. You're going to send me in your first 25 trades. I'm going to look through them all. Then we do a one-to-one mentoring session together, because that way I can give you great feedback on your trades. I can make sure you get the absolute most from this one-to-one mentoring session with me. It's going to be incredible. I currently charge $30,000 for a one-to-one mentoring session. If you decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include that for free. Now, let me just be clear, because this is my time involved. I can't do this for everybody on this webinar. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of people on this webinar. I can't do it for everyone on the webinar. So what I'm going to say is the first 30 people only, I'm going to include the one-to-one mentoring with me for free. And I just put the link on in the yellow box there on the screen. And we've just put it in the chat window as well. For the first 30 people only, I'm going to include the one-to-one mentoring with me for free as well. If you want to try and be in those first 30, I suggest you go to that link straight away, start filling in the form. If your booking goes through, that means you're in the first 30. And you're going to get this one-to-one session with me as well as everything else. Yeah. Now, I do have a couple of extra things that I'm going to give you. But if you want to try and be in the first 30, I suggest you go there now, start filling in the form. And once you've got your place, let me know in the chat window. Type "I'm in" once you've got your place, and I'll welcome you into the group. Yeah. So, yeah, the link is in the chat window there, and it's in the yellow box. First 30 people only. You're going to get everything plus the one-to-one mentoring with me included for free as well. Now, a couple of extra things I'm going to give you. At the one-to-one mentoring session, I'm going to give you my personal email address, and I'm personally going to provide your ongoing support. You can ask me any question, anytime, forever. And I really do mean that. That's ongoing lifetime support from me personally forever. Now, I put here, wow, people are already saying they got their place. You guys are fast. Rena, congratulations, you're in. And it looks like, yes, Chris, it is forever, the ongoing support. And Mita, congratulations. Ben, Tina, Stephen, Judith, Garfield, Lee, Ruth, Paula, Karina, congratulations. Wow, you guys are fast. If you want to be in the first 30, you're going to need to be pretty quick, yeah? Fill in the form now. And, okay, more and more people saying they've got their place. That went quicker than I could read there. Yeah, there are still places available if you're fairly quick. I'm going to give you ongoing lifetime support forever from me personally. I put their value $5,000. It's worth a lot more than that. But I thought I'm going to put some kind of value to it. All of that would be $51,997 for you right now, $970 US. That is absolutely incredible for what you're going to be learning. It really is. Let me know once you've got your place. If you're in the first 30, you're going to get everything I've talked about there. Now, something which I thought I'd do for you, which is, I thought it'd be a nice thing to do. I'm going to give you a way so you could immediately get 100% of your cash back. And that is, once you've booked your place, if you just refer 2 people onto the training course and they book their place, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. And you can actually give them the price I gave you there, $970. But that is just for the online training. It's not all this extra stuff that I'm giving you. That's just for you. But book your place, refer 2 people. When they book and pay for their place, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. Now, there is something else which I'm going to do for you. And this is an important thing. I am going to give you a 100% money back guarantee. As long as you're present for each of the webinars, do the 2-minute exercise, which is our way to check you're on track, I guarantee if you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. I know this stuff works. I don't mind doing that. If you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. I know this works. We've got over 8,000 success stories and testimonials. I know it works. I don't mind doing that. And I'll even give you I'll even let you keep the course materials. Yeah. And I can see, Faye, you've got your place as well. Congratulations. And it looks like Eric, you're in as well. Wayne, Nicholas, Christina, congratulations, you've got your place. And if I missed your name, because quite a few names whizzed by as I was talking there, congratulations for getting your place. And it looks like Ruth, if I haven't already said congratulations, you've got your place. And Brian, congratulations. And George, congratulations. Wow. Okay. And Sharon, you're in. Okay, congratulations. Excellent. Actually, let me just do a quick count up here. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26. Okay, it looks like 26 places have gone. So 4 places left. If you're still thinking about this, you need to be fairly quick. 4 places left. Now, something else that I'm going to do for you is once you've made your first $100,000 profit, and you're going to be learning strategies that could easily get you there, I'm going to invite you to a celebration dinner at my house. And after dinner, I'm going to work with you on your plan to hit your first $1 million profit. That is going to be an incredible session. Some of the people I've worked with personally have gone on to make literally millions of dollars profit. Going to be an incredible session. I'm going to include that as well. Now, and Carla, I can see you've got your place as well. So congratulations. That's 3 places left. If you're thinking about it, last 3 places. There's one last thing I'm going to do for you. And I was thinking, shall I do this? I think I probably am going to do this. The 24 trade analysis videos on the 24 karat gold plated memory stick. I've got mine here on my desk, which I showed you earlier. Here it is. 2 small groups of investors paid me over $100,000 each to get hold of this. I mean, the real value is what's on here. Yeah, the strategy, the techniques to get consistent good returns from the markets. What I'm going to say is the first 30 people who book a place, and there's 3 places left, I'm going to include this for free as well. Now, that is huge. Really, that is huge. What we'll do is when you attend a live event, you can pick up the physical USB, and I'm going to put those videos online so you get them as part of your training course. That is going to be an incredible resource for you. I'm going to include that for free as well. There are 3 places left. It's an incredible offer. Yeah. If you were even slightly interested in this, book your place now. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And, oh, I can see somebody there just saying, David is saying, having a problem getting his booking to go through. Okay, David, what I would say is, if you're having any issues with the browser, maybe try a different browser. You could try Safari, you could try Firefox, try Chrome, or just try refreshing the browser. Sometimes that works because lots of people are all trying to book at the same time. Try refreshing a browser or try a different browser. Sometimes that will work. And if your payment was declined, sometimes trying a debit card will work if a credit card hasn't. Yeah. Or you could try a different credit card. Sometimes that works. So yeah, just try it again. It should go through. And actually, let me see if I have this on screen. I should have it here. Yeah, if you're having any issues with your booking, we've just put, I think we're just going to put the email in the chat window and you can see it on screen there. Send us an email and include your phone number and your country code and your name. And then one of the team, they'll give you a call and they'll help you out. But just make sure you include your phone number, country code, your name. Send that email right now because we need to know that you asked for a place while there were still places available. Yeah. So if you want to get a place and it hasn't gone through for some reason, email us right now, phone number, country code, your name. One of the team will help you out. Yeah. Because there are still 3 places left. If you're quick, send the email right now. Now, saying that, it looks like Emma, you have a place. So 2 places left, last 2 places. And, and somebody's asking, can we do it on a payment plan? Yes. Thank you for reminding me. You could, if you need to, do it on a payment plan. The best way to do this is to do it in one payment, one installment. That's the best, cheapest way to do it. And that's what everybody's done so far. But if you need to, you can do this on a payment plan. And I just brought the link up on the screen there. You can see it in the red text. That's the payment plan. And I think we're just going to put it in the chat window as well. So if you need to, if it's going to help out, you can do it on a payment plan. But the best, cheapest way is to do it in one installment, which is what everybody's done so far. But it's there if you need it. Okay, so, and Mira, if I pronounce your name correctly, you said, yes, you're ready. I think that means you've got your place. So congratulations if you have. So there's possibly 1 place left. It could be 2, possibly 1. So if you're still thinking about this, grab your place now. And I think what I'll do is let's summarize everything for you. Let's do a quick summary and then we'll kind of wrap things up. So what I would say is, in life, you've got to do something to get your money working for you, because otherwise you spend your whole life working for money instead of money working for you. And I would say the best way to do this is to learn investing, because once you're good at this, it takes very little time, literally an hour a week, can be an evening, weekend. You've got a full-time job, very easy to run it alongside. You can do it on your phone. You can trade from anywhere in the world. You can trade from home. And once you're good at this, you can teach the people you care about. You can teach your family, your loved ones. It's an incredible skill to learn. I would say out of any skill you could learn when it comes to finances, this is it. This is the number one thing, which I think everybody should learn. And once you're good at this, you have the peace of mind that you have a way to make money that doesn't rely on anybody else. It doesn't rely on what's going on in the world. Because with investing, if the markets are crashing, if there's a recession, it's actually even easier to make money. Yeah. And I know a lot of people recently have realized you can't rely on a job. You can't rely on a business. Yeah. One thing you can rely on once you're good at it is investing, because you can make money in any market conditions, whether they're going up, down, or sideways. And what I found is, or what I've seen is, when times get tough, there's really two types of people. The first type of person, in tough situations, they do nothing about it and they struggle through it and they come out the other side worse off than when it all started. The other type of person, when things get tough, they learn new skills, they upgrade their life, and they come out the other side even better off financially than when things started. So what I would say is, this could be your chance to learn some new skills, to upgrade your life, to come out even stronger from this current world situation. Yeah. And I believe in fate. I think you're here for a reason. Yeah. You're here right now, listening to me talking, looking at the screen. You're here for a reason. You're in the right place at the right time. Just make sure you take the next step. Yeah. Book your place right now. You're meant to do this. You're here for a reason. And I know sometimes when you're thinking about doing something new, learning a new skill, it can be a bit scary. Yeah, there can be a bit of fear there. I know that. I've been in that situation. But you've got to push through that fear to take your life to the next level. So if you're thinking about booking right now and you're kind of hesitating or you're a little bit scared, go ahead, book your place. Yeah, you've got to push through that fear to take your life to the next level. And I believe in moments in life. I think there's certain moments in life where you've got a decision to make, and that decision can massively improve your life if you make the right decision. And I really believe this is one of those moments for you right now. Yeah. You could do nothing about this, and in 6 months, 9 months time, you're in the same situation as you are right now, or maybe an even worse situation. Or you could decide to go ahead right now. You could book your place. You could be looking back in 3 months, 9 months, 6 months time and thinking to yourself, I am so glad I booked a place on that course, because now I have extra income coming in. My wealth is growing. I was a little bit scared. I wasn't sure whether to go ahead, but I did it anyway. I went ahead. I booked my place, and I'm so happy I did that, because I now have all this extra time. I have this extra money. I can do more of the things I love. I really believe this is one of those moments. You have the choice right now. Yeah. Make the right choice. Book your place. Really. It's going to be an incredible skill for you to learn. And a client said this to me, and I thought it was an interesting thing. He said, I don't love investing, but I love the lifestyle it's given me, because it's given me the time and the money to do the things I love. And I thought that's so true. You don't have to love investing. You don't even have to like investing. Love the lifestyle it will give you, the lifestyle it can give you, because it can give you the money and the time to do the things you really do love. You saw from some of my slides, I love skiing, I love snowboarding. Once I got good at investing, it gave me the time and the money to be able to travel the world with my best friends, to go to lots of exotic places, skiing, snowboarding. I've been to Japan, Alaska, Chile. It lets me do the things I love in life. Yeah. It can do the same for you. Maybe you want to spend more time doing a hobby you love. Fantastic. Learn investing. So you've got the time and the money to do that. Maybe you want to start a business. Fantastic. Learn investing. So you've got the time and the money to do that. Maybe you want to start a charity. Fantastic. Learn investing. So you've got the time and the money to do the things you really want to do with life. Yeah. And I mean, I can see here, if you look at the price, $970 spread that out over 1 year. What's that per day? It's about $3.60 a day. What do you get for $3.60 a day? Cup of coffee in London, you'd be lucky to get a cup of coffee for $3.60 a day. Yeah. What would you prefer? A cup of coffee a day for a year, or to learn a skill that could transform your life, that could get you an income and grow your wealth for the rest of your life? Yeah. Because the great thing is, the same strategies that I use today worked just as well 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And they'll work just as well in 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time. You learn this skill once, you invest in yourself once, and you have a skill for the rest of your life. So I would say it's a very, very small investment to make, but huge potential income and wealth growth for the rest of your life, really. I'd say do whatever it takes to get a place. Now, I know, of course, it's my training course. The reason I get passionate about this is because I've seen how it can transform people's lives. I've seen what can happen once somebody has the time to do what they really want with their life. So I know I'm trying to persuade you to do it. It's not really going to make much difference to me whether you book or not, but it could make a huge difference to you, really could. Now, I think we've got the last couple of minutes, so I'll just do a couple of quick questions and then we'll finish, I think. So, and by the way, if you booked a place while I wasn't looking, congratulations for getting a place. Let me just kind of scroll back up the messages here, see if I missed somebody. Oh yeah, I can see Francis, you said you're in, so congratulations. And you are in the first 30. I think that is all 30 places gone now. I think all the 30 places are gone. So if you got in, congratulations, great job. And okay, I can see a couple of people saying they're still having a problem trying to book. Okay, so I think what I'll do, I can see a few messages here, people saying they're still trying to book a place and it's not going through for some reason. What I'll do, just to be fair to everybody, I'm going to say, then I'm going to introduce 5 more places, just because I can see people still trying to book and it's not their fault. They're just saying they can't get the booking to go through. So what I'll do is I'm going to introduce 5 more places. When those places are gone, they're gone, and I'm not going to introduce any more. But just to be fair on the people who are still trying to book, if you're having any issues whatsoever, email us. Yeah, email us your telephone number, country code, name. As long as you do that right now, one of the team will give you a call and will help you out, and I'll make sure you get everything that I talked about here, including the one-to-one with me. The next 5 people, you're going to get everything, including the one-to-one with me. Yeah. But you need to do that now. Either book it online or email us if you need help with that. So a couple of quick questions. Any questions, type them into the chat window and I'll happy to answer any questions. Okay. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is, somebody was just asking about a webinar that I'm going to hold tomorrow. Once you've booked your place, I'm going to send you an email either today or tomorrow with details of everything you've booked. And also I'm going to hold a welcome webinar for you where I'm going to talk about everything you got included. And I'm going to teach you a couple of really great things that we didn't cover today. And that webinar is going to be tomorrow, but it's very short. It's like half an hour webinar, but really powerful stuff. If you can't make tomorrow's webinar, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to record it and I'll send it to you. So absolutely fine there. Somebody saying, I'm a complete beginner. Am I going to be okay? Yes. We go step by step right from the start. Complete beginners, you'll be absolutely fine. I would also say if you're an advanced investor, book a place. Because I've had people on the course who've been investing for 5, 10, 15 years. And afterwards, they've said to me, wow, I learned stuff that's going to totally change the way I invest. Beginners, you'll be absolutely fine. Advanced investors, book a place. You can learn some incredible stuff. Yeah, it will transform your trading. Somebody saying, is it really going to take an hour a week to invest? What I would say is when you first start out, allow a couple of hours to do the practice. And then once you're good, it will literally just be an hour a week. Yeah. And that can be any time you want, weekends, evenings. So if you've got a job or a business, easy to run it alongside. Someone saying, am I going to cover the trading platforms? Yes. I will give you the best trading platforms to use. They're free to open an account. I'm also going to give you free tools, free websites. whatever country you live in, I'll give you the best tools and the best trading platforms to use. Because as I said, I've got clients all over the world. A lot of my clients are in Canada. I have a lot of clients in America, also in Europe, UK, South Africa, Middle East, Asia, Australia. I have clients all over the world. So I know the best tools to use wherever you are and the best trading accounts. And I think let's do one last question, and then I think let's wrap it up. And by the way, if you're still looking to get a place, I'm just scrolling back up the messages here. And Des Jardines, if I pronounce that correctly, I think that's your surname. I can see you've got your place. And somebody whose name is Omide. I think you've just made up a name there, but he says he's got a place. So congratulations. So I think there's 3 places left if you're still thinking about last 3 places. Yeah. And okay, I'm just looking. Yeah, the indicators. Let's do this as the last question, which is the indicators. Somebody's just saying, am I going to cover all of them? Yes. I think it's in session 2 or 3 of the training. I cover all of my indicators, the best ones, the best settings, and I show you how to use them. You're basically going to get the best of everything I've ever learned in this training. Stuff that I paid over $100,000 to learn, you're getting for $970, which absolutely incredible, really is. So congratulations if you've got your place. I'd say, by the way, thank you for all the kind comments there. I can see people just saying they love today's session. Somebody saying they love the sell stop strategy. Somebody saying they love the channeling strategy. Yeah, thank you. I really tried to check. I gave you a lot of value in today's session. So really appreciate the comments there. I really do wish you great wealth, great success. I know I'm going to see lots of you very soon on the training, which will be fantastic. I'll say goodbye to everybody for now. And I think we're going to leave that on screen for a second for the last couple of people who want to book a place. And we'll put the link in the chat window again, just in case you need it. But thank you very much. And I hope to speak with you very soon.